Hi everyone, my name is Nalen Naidoo and I'm the chair of the ASSA Education Board, and I'm here to talk to you today about the interventions and initiatives we have in place to help you on your actuarial journey. We want as many actuarial students as possible qualifying as fast as possible. We want to see more students qualify, and we want to change the demographic profile of the society. At the same time, we want to maintain standards, and we want to run the society and the education system as effectively and efficiently as possible. However, this is not the case in reality. The numbers of students passing are quite low, and the pass rates for some of the subjects are extremely low. We have to find a way of bridging this desire and the gap. Before we get into the details, I want to talk to you a little bit about what the data is telling us and trying to match that data to the experiences that you have. If we think about the current exam results and the stress involved in writing exams, you probably know better all the different reasons that contribute to lack of success in an exam. If you take a step back, we need to think about this the way an actuary would think about it, as the control cycle. And when you find a problem and you propose a solution that doesn't work, you would not be proposing the same solution over and over again. You'd be approaching the problem in a different way. We did a lot of analysis of the data to look and see what caused some of these poor results. And in the exams where we've seen the poorest results, we've seen a large proportion of FCs and FDs. In the last sitting alone, 277 students fell into this category. That was about 17% of all students. So what is an FC and an FD grade? Let's talk about this a bit. An FC means that you received between 15 and 25% below the pass mark, and an FD means you received more than 25% below a pass mark. And that's what we're here to talk to you about, the strategy that we have in place. It's the exam support initiatives that we hope are going to make a big difference in this pass rate and your eventual chances of qualification. So if you repeatedly get an FC and an FD in an exam, we strongly recommend that you speak to a trusted friend, advisor, someone in the member engagement team, perhaps a coach or mentor at work, and better understand whether this actuarial journey is the right one for you. Once you've made that decision, we highly recommend either a tuition intervention or a content practice exam. We now have evidence that strongly shows that students that take a tuition intervention or a CPE intervention have a bump in pass rates relative to students that don't. That bump in the last few sittings has been 53%. So 53% more students that do these interventions pass than ones that don't when adjusted for pass rates. Now, participation in a full tuition course is highly recommended. This will give you the most chances of success. It gives you face-to-face time with the lecturer. It gives you access to marked assignments. Your content practice exam, your CPE, will be marked, and areas where you need to focus will be pointed out to you. ASSA has put in a great deal of effort over the last few years in improving the overall quality and consistency of the tuition courses. We know failing exams are traumatic, and the experience is by no means something you would like to repeat. And so these tuition interventions will assist in getting proactive and getting ahead of this curve. Turning trauma into triumph requires commitment. I'm here to introduce to you the exam support initiatives that will maximize your chances of success. They will be part of your exam requirement if you get an FC or FD in any sitting. ESI, however, is open to anyone, regardless of whether you got an FC or FD or not. So what does the FC/FD exam requirement mean for you? Well, what it means is that from the 2023 Semester 1 exam sitting, if you get an FC or FD in an exam, you will not be allowed to retake that exam until you do an intervention in that particular subject. That intervention could take the form of a tuition course, or you can choose the CPE only, content practice exam only option. If you choose to take a break from that particular subject, that's fine, but you won't be able to rewrite that subject until you do one of the interventions for that particular subject. Now, the ESI covers subjects in the A2, A3, F1, F2, and N211 exams. The interventions can be done in the same semester as the one that you are writing in. We want to give you an opportunity to prepare appropriately for your exam, either through a structured tuition intervention or through the minimum CPE requirement. In return, what we need from you is commitment and accountability, attendance and full engagement in the course material throughout the particular initiative you are following. So most of you would have completed your tertiary studies, where you had access to lecturer support, study groups, assignments, and importantly, a duly performed or DP requirement. All of these kept you on track and maximize your chances of passing that particular course. When we move into the work environment, many of us didn't quite realize how heavily reliant we were on that structure. And so the tuition interventions that we have in place and the CPE interventions we have in place are meant to give you some of that support back. Now, if you feel you do not have the time, we recommend using the minimum option, which is the content practice exam or the CPE. Now, the CPE gives you access to fully marked assignments if you so choose, but importantly, an actually marked exam attempt. The time commitment will be writing the exam and then attending the feedback workshop, and if you choose, submitting assignments to be marked. So when preparing for an exam, you should probably be sitting at least one exam attempt in under exam conditions, even if it's self-marked by you. And so what the CPE requirement is doing, it's not actually adding too much additional to what you should already be doing in your prep time, but what it gives you is the added benefit of an actually marked exam and potentially assignments if you choose to do so. Some of you may not have the financial means to undertake these initiatives. If your employer is not willing to pay for them, we urge you to let ASSA know so that we can engage the employer on why they're not willing to pay for these interventions. Failing all initiatives or failing all attempts, you have access to a bursary from ASSA. And we highly recommend that if you're under financial constraints, that you don't let that get in the way of your success. Please apply for a bursary from ASSA. In 2022, only 7 people applied. And so there's more than enough space to accommodate more people needing to fit into this category. The good news is that ESI is for all members, and we welcome all members, regardless of passing or failing, to take advantage of these initiatives to maximize their chances of success and accelerate their qualification journey. Well-timed interventions can make all the difference if they land in the right way and if the people on them are fully engaged and are holding themselves accountable. The Actuarial Society and the Education Board is looking forward to walking this journey with you every step of the way. Thank you.